So there's a path like that goes right outside my window, and people are walking past like, why is this girl talking to a window? Because they can't see my camera. So like, if I keep looking around, it's because I'm a bit conscious of my surroundings. But hi guys, and welcome back to Coco Thea. I really wanted to have a more chatty video because my other video there was a lot of setup, there was a lot of moving around, there was a lot of changing clothing. So this one I wanted to just sit down and talk to the camera and chill really. So I wanted to talk about uni since I'm here and since there's a lot of change. So I'm going to talk about uni and my thoughts, but I'm going to specifically talk about medicine since that is what I study. The reason why I decided to make this video is because when preparing for medicine, I did watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I do feel like there could be more out there to help to guide people who are wanting to come into medicine. Because one thing I find with going into medicine is that you can't kind of be half in, half out. You have to really know if you want to do it. If you go in with a half in, half out kind of, like, it's possible that you could get in, definitely. But I feel like if you're fully committed to getting in, it will be a lot easier than if you're still considering whether it's really for you. So the aim of this video is to help anyone who is unclear about what it's like to study medicine. I mean, I've only been doing it for 3 weeks, so I might make another video just at the end of first year, and everything might change since then. But I'm going to give you my initial kind of view of the course. I aim to kind of make another video about the process of getting into medicine. So, I mean, if that is something people would like to see, then that's something I would do. But even though I'm talking about medicine, I only have the experience of my uni. So other unis might give you a different experience, but this is how I feel at my uni at the moment. Let's get into this. So I'm going to talk about the main kind of misconceptions and definitely the kind of misconceptions I had and the main things that people kind of expect when they go to medicine. Medicine, I feel, is kind of put in this kind of pedestal that it's so stressful that you have to have some crazy resilience to stress to be able to manage through it. Otherwise you'll have some like crazy breakdown. That is not the case. As far as I can see, you're working to do well and to be a good doctor. But I feel like any course you do in uni will be stressful. So yes, there are some courses that have a more relaxed timetable, but that's because they have more independent work to do. We have to have more contact hours in the uni because we learn, being a doctor, you kind of learn through doing. You can't learn by sitting in your room by your books. But all the people that don't have long hours in uni, they're working in their room because they have more independent work they're going to do. If they don't do that work, they're not going to pass. Whereas we can get by. You'll still have to do independent work, but we learn more by doing and by being in the med school, by seeing. So that's why you can be in med school for 9 till 6, but that's the only way you're going to learn. If you're worried about medicine being too stressful for you, although it does really depend on the uni you go to, but if you're worried about medicine being too stressful for you, honestly, I'm pretty sure your expectations of stress and the amount of stress that you really feel will be completely out of line. Exams are exams. You're always gonna, no matter what course you do, you will be somewhat stressed around exam season because everyone wants to do well, everyone wants to get to the next year. It's just standard. In terms of content, medicine is not a pure science. Let's get that clear. Medicine is a mixture of pure science and social science. It's probably majority pure and clinical science, let me say, and social sciences, but you do need the social sciences. So you're going to need aspects of sociology, philosophy, ethics, all of these tie into the sciences, because you're not, if you wanted to do just pure science, you're probably going to do biomed, or you're probably going to biology, or just chemistry or something. So you cannot be a doctor based on pure science. You can't. You will not have the clinical skills, you will not have the kind of underlying knowledge about how patients work, and about, like, the whole point of medicine is you're addressing the patient as a whole. You're not just addressing their disease, you're addressing them as a whole thing, as a whole person. So you do need to know these social factors that can influence the person. You're going to be faced with difficult decisions, so you do need to understand the underlying values of how doctors make certain decisions. Yeah, one more thing that I want to talk about. So this is more generic uni thing rather than specific to medicine, but I'm going to talk about it in a medical context. You have to be responsible for your own learning. That is so key. That is so key. The lecturer is teaching 350 people. Well, in my school, anyway, in my uni anyway. He's teaching, he or she is teaching, or they, you know, some people don't like he or she anymore. He, she, or they are teaching 350 people, right? So if you're there struggling, the lecturer will not even bat an eyelash. They cannot tell if you're struggling. If you have a problem, go and ask after the lecture, what were you talking about? What is that? Or ask, where can I find out more about that? Do you have can you point me to a page in the textbook where I can learn more about that? If you just sit in the lecture and just listen, don't understand, go back and go and watch your Game of Thrones, your Power, your Empire, which is kind of dropped a bit, and you don't follow up on it. When it comes exam season, no one's going to come and hold your hand. No one's going to come and wipe your tears. No one's going to come and cradle your head. Hopefully this helped you in some way, shape or form. Like I said, the whole point of this is to just kind of give some insight into what it's like to study medicine. Because when I came here, I was actually shocked at how, for the first 2 weeks, it almost seemed like everyone took it as a joke. But the whole point is that it's not the end of your life. It really isn't. It's not the end of your life. If you manage yourself properly, if you stay on top of things, it's not the end of your life. You can enjoy uni. You can still do all the things that everyone else is doing. What you cannot do sometimes is join sports, the uni sports, because their training times sometimes clash with the timetable. If your uni has a medsoc, which I think most unis do, you'll probably have to do medsoc sport unless you're fortunate enough to find a sport that kind of complies with the timetable. Another thing that I do find as well, again, this all depends on the uni, is that medical students seem to be quite segregated in terms that they don't interact with the rest of the uni a lot. Because other courses, they will probably tend to move building a lot. So they'll have one lecturer in one building and they'll go to another building, and they will have probably people that cross courses as well. So they have they get a lot of exposure to different people in different courses, whereas medical students tend to only stay with medical students. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was quite talky, it was quite long-winded. I'm gonna try and cut it down to a nice compact package for you guys. But yeah, so I hope to do, I guess this is kind of a series kind of thing. I will do other medical related videos in terms of getting into medicine rather than being in medicine. But this was kind of just like I just wanted to express my thoughts of the course, because I was really shocked at how different it was to my expectations. Yeah, hopefully you'll come back to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe. Since you're here, you might as well. And enjoy your day.